It's like anybody that really tries to actually help people, well, then they attract all the people that nobody else wants. And I even heard some Christian guys say, well, ready to get rid of the undesirables. Christian people are talking that way about our homeless people. I'm just stunned. You know, people say we're a Christian nation. I'd like to see it happen. You know, and you know, the middle class, maybe it's coming back, has been kind of demolished in the United States, and then we've kind of created a permanent underclass. I don't know what else to say about that. It's not your fault. You get blamed for something you did not create.
My name is Dr. Justin Spees. How is talking shit on Christians germane to the budget here? Why is she allowed to come up here and just talk piss poorly about Christians during a budget item? Could somebody explain that to me? The germane to the topic, which is the budget, and she's talking about Christians. How is that germane? Can you please explain that? To all of us, really. I mean, it's not just for me, it's for everybody. How are we supposed to know? I mean, as far as I could tell, most people aren't even talking about things that are germane to the budget, but that in particular, Christians are allowed to be talked about during the budget. Comment. Why didn't you stop her, Bart? Why didn't you stop her? Don't care about Christians? Probably felt good to hear that. About how heartless Christians are. Has nothing to do with the budget, but probably felt pretty good to hear that, right? So why not allow that? You guys like to hear that. Christians are an easy target. Can I get an answer, please? Attorneys, can I get an answer, please? Talking shit on Christians applies to the budget in which way? So can I talk about how good Jesus is right now? Those Christians that she says are talking shit about, the homeless, I imagine love Jesus. And why wouldn't they? Jesus promises us so much. And he always follows through on his promises. He promises us words and wisdom. He promises to be our strength and our shield and our sword. So how is what I'm saying right now even germane to the budget right now? Why aren't you stopping me? I really want to know the answer to these questions. It makes it really hard to know what you can talk about in here. Would you have stopped her if she was talking about Muslims or Jews? Would you have found that that violated your decorum policy, standing up here denigrating an entire religion for no reason? Would that violate your decorum policy? I find it very offensive that you allowed that.
All right, with that, I will open it up to public comment regarding street maintenance.
My name is Dr. Justin Spees, and continuing with the trend of not knowing what is germane and what is not germane in here, what is allowed and what is not allowed. I think Christians are really nice people. I think they're really nice people. Contrary to what Sherilyn Wells said during the previous agenda item,
Sir,
when she was talking
limit your
about,
comments to street maintenance, or we
well,
somehow?
so that's where the confusion comes from there, Bart. I asked you specifically, precisely for this reason when I spoke last time, for some clarity on what's germane. So when I spoke just a little while ago on another item, I was allowed to speak about Christians here, just like Sherilyn Wells was, but now all of a sudden I can't. Why is that? So I think that Christians are really nice people. That they can be judgmental, sure, just like anybody, just like you guys. You guys are judgmental.
Sir, can you please, like I said, refer to street maintenance?
How come you didn't stop me last time I was talking about Christians then?
I specifically referred to public comment regarding street maintenance.
Well then, but that agenda item last time was specifically on the budget as well, and so that had nothing to do with the budget. And I flat out asked, I said, how is this even germane? You all just sat there. You didn't even bother to answer me. So now we're in this position where now I don't know, all of a sudden, now I'm not allowed to talk about something before? So I was just looking for some clarity to avoid precisely what's going on here. And so, anyways, so they get a bad rap. But back when I was a student at Washburn University, I did a service learning project at the community shelter, the old community shelter that's there, I think, on 11th.
If you don't cease to not refer to street maintenance, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
You're gonna have to ask me to leave.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Because I've asked you multiple times to go ahead and, refer to street maintenance. The previous discussions were regarding houselessness, which is under the overreaching view of the budget. And so...
But I didn't ask how her talking about homelessness related to. I said, how does her talking shit on Christians relate to that item? And I didn't get an answer from you on that. And I'm still looking for one as well.
So, well, you've got like 50 seconds, so...
Do I really? Okay,
Yes.
Thanks, Bart. Thanks. So anyways, like I was saying, that homeless shelter, I think, was like on 11th Street. And I found out then that it was such a cool thing that in the wintertime when there was overflow in that homeless shelter, the churches that surround there, the Christian churches there, would take in the overflow of the homeless there. And so when people talk shit on Christians like that, I can't stand it, because they do a lot of good. They really do. They really do. And I think that it's trendy and safe for them to be allowed to be talked shit on, no problem, by you guys and society at large, while overlooking those good things that they do as well. And so, yeah, so that was really cool to see. And so appreciate the time, Bart.
Comment item on city manager's report. Any questions regarding the city manager's report from the public?
My name is Dr. Justin Spees. Just continuing this trend of not knowing what's germane and not germane, what's allowed and not allowed in these meetings. I just want to take this opportunity to kind of counterbalance. Earlier, someone was in here talking shit on Christians. And so I want to kind of present the second half of that, because then people just get kind of a poor taste in their mouth because she was allowed to talk about that specific group.
City manager?
Well, that's where I get confused, Bart. I've been asking, she's talking shit on Christians during the budget item thing, and you allowed that. So I get confused. Why do you stop me when I'm trying to say, like, Christians are good people? Why do you stop me on that, Bart?
Mayor, I'm happy to read the procedures on public comment on a specific item.
Yeah, I think Bart needs to pay attention to that, because it was him who didn't stop her.
Sure.
Yeah, he didn't stop her from speaking.
Sure. So public comment on a specific item. Persons may comment on a specific item at that time. Persons will be limited to addressing the governing body on that specific item one time, unless otherwise permitted by the presiding officer. Public comment on a specific item shall be germane. My understanding is the previous commenter that is being referenced was talking about public comment that was provided related to homelessness.
So she was referencing the homeless. So the item was the budget, and specifically, she said in her
And the budget
opinion,
for
in
homelessness.
her opinion, that Christians are whatever negative way she reviewed them as.
Sir, reference anything regarding the city manager's report?
Well, I just wanted to talk about Christians because that lady was allowed to talk about Christians.
Sir, if you're not going to mention anything regarding the city manager's report, I've repeatedly, giving you opportunity to, I'm going to have to issue a warning. So before you continue, will you reference anything regarding the city manager's report?
What does that warning entail?
Sir, this is your warning. Please reference something regarding the city manager's report.
Sherry, what does that warning entail?
You have a myriad of options regarding the city manager's report.
Is one of them Christians?
Sir, could you please remove the gentleman up here? I would.
How much time does he have left?
He's got 2 minutes. So,
Well, you have 2 minutes, Mr. Speed.
Thank you, officer. I appreciate
sir,
that.
we're going to go ahead and recess for about 5 minutes. I apologize, but
2 minutes when you come back.
no.
No, you're not going to shut him down, Bart, with a
I bring this meeting back to order, and I wanted to go ahead and give an explanation of the word germane and what is germane, since Mr. Spees asked for that. Germane is relevant to the subject under consideration, and in this case, that would be regarding the city manager's report, and that would be any items regarding the future agenda items or the ex parte items. So,
See, that's a sleight of hand, Bart. I wasn't asking what germane is. I'm aware. The issue is how was she able to talk shit on Christians, and that was
Sir,
somehow germane.
I'm
That was the issue.
This-
I know what
this-
germane is.
what you're talking about is not germane to the items I presented.
Right. But how is her talking about Christians germane?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about this. So I'm giving you the opportunity to go ahead and make this.
All right, just let me collect my thoughts here for a second, Dan. I've been interrupted pretty severely. Let me collect my thoughts here. It'll come to me. Just got to collect my thoughts for a second. I've been interrupted pretty severely here, so hold on a second. But then now I'm confused as how silence is germane to the topic. So no words at all is somehow germane to the topic. Okay, all right, but let me finish collecting my thoughts there. Hold on a second. Something about when I get interrupted, I just lose my train of thought. Give me a couple seconds, would you, Bart? Something about being under threat of arrest. I just lose my train of thought. Give me 1 second, would you? But while I'm collecting my thoughts, can you provide an answer of how silence and no words is germane while I'm thinking of what I wanted to say?
Time.
Time. Thank you, sir.
And then, God, I'm glad he's back. I was afraid someone would get fired.
No one's getting fired.
Well, I mean, I was afraid somebody actually fired.
I want this gentleman here removed.
He's fine.
He's fine now?
So now he's gonna arrest. Really?
Dang, I take back giving him props.
I don't have anything else for you. You're a goddamn Nazi. And you, I don't know what just happened, but.
Any comments on?
Just a second, unless it's regarding the city manager.
No.